And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2013 League of Legends All-Star Weekend. It's already been an incredible day of gaming here in Shanghai, starting with the 2v2 skill competition.
And that was North America versus Korea. Prey and Mad Life made quick work of Double Infinite Special. It was a 2v2. They traded first kills, and then Mad Life 1v1 Special at the end.
You gotta think, maybe if Special would have just stepped away a little bit, gone back to the turret, play it safe. You only got 2 deaths.
He got a little bit greedy, honestly. He's like, oh, maybe I can fight Jarvan. No, you can't fight Jarvan. We've seen that time and again. Jarvan's pretty strong.
But of course, they are playing each other, possibly, in the, well, no possibility about it, in the best of 3. So do you think they can get their own back? They're going to be back up against each other.
It's going to be interesting because after the Devil had an interview here saying, finally got the 2v2 someone, and of course I'm going to win in a 2v2 because we're that good. Double Infinite Special feel really confident in their lane matchups. And I actually want to see what happens in that semifinal. I'll be casting it with Riv, and you know, will they get the 2v2 or are they going to 2v1? And I think a lot of eyes are on Double for that.
A lot of eyes certainly are, and of course, and then it's the turn of our junglers. They went into battle, they had Lee's Sin. Diamond Prox even spelled out Lee, but we didn't get a Sin coming out from Insect, but he didn't care anyway. He managed to pick it up.
Yeah, it was a really, really fun one as well. As Jat talked about in the post-game, it was a differing of styles, 21 offense and learning Q at level 2 from Insect. He was more about the damage. Diamond thought he could play an economy game, right? Cloth 5, wait around, farm it up. He would shield. He actually was able to deny minions with shielding them, which was really, really clever by him. The problem was, when it was time to fight, he's like, well, I have a 40-point shield, and you have Q twice. And that's just too harsh to deal with.
And if you didn't notice, Diamond actually had his shirt on. This is my jungle. There was something else written below that I can't quite tell him what to say on air, but it was this is my jungle. He had his shirt ready. I think it was going to be unzipped.
Please get out.
Please get out. That was it. This is my jungle, of course. So, anything else we're expecting in these? I mean, Soaz and Shai coming up next.
They're going to be really, really fun matches. You've got top laners who are just so proficient at what they do. They 1v1 actually a fair bit overall. The mid lane matchup as well is going to be ludicrously fun.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, now it is time for the top lanes to take to the chamber for our 3rd skill competition, the final day. So let's send it over to Riv, Jat, and Joe at the desk.
Thank you very much, Demon and Freak. The top lane competition has been fierce during this All-Star weekend. So let's take a look at our finalists and break it down.
And in the blue corner, representing Europe, we're going to have Soaz taking it up. Maybe Nunu's going to get banned.
And on the red side, representing the Korean LCL All-Stars, it is, of course, Shai.
All right, gentlemen, we are stepping into the top lane matchup. Who do you think has the stronger game?
Based on how they've been playing this weekend, at least, in the team games, Shai's been outperforming, for sure. Soaz definitely been slumping in this tournament. But, you know, he's been playing Ryze in the top lane, who's like this turtley, wait-for-late-game farm champ. So it's not like he's been practicing the champions that are going to be brought out in this 1v1.
Yeah, exactly. And from what we saw of the 1v1 as well, Soaz, of course, with that pesky Nunu and these horrible snowballs and consume. I have a feeling that Shai is not going to allow Soaz to play Nunu. And if he does, then he might pick it himself as well.
That entire match, PDD just had a smile on his face, and he was like, yeah, that happened again. I'm just going to go ahead and walk back. And
yeah, it was a smile of sadness.
Yes.
He was saying, yeah, hate that.
I hate that.
Can't believe I let this through.
There's not even a love-hate relationship there. Not even. So we'll see what these guys have in store for each other as we are in a champion select a blind pick for the top lane.
Please don't ban Nunu. I think a Nunu mirror match would actually be fairly interesting as far as mirror matches go. I mean, I say that after we've just seen an awesome Lee Sin mirror match. But we are going to see Kennen, Quinn, Cassiopeia, Draven out. So right now, the Yeti is still around.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Nunu. Wait, Shai's got a smile on his face here. He's like, all right, man, Jason. Oh, my gosh.
They're going to go.
They leave it open. They are taunting each other.
This would be the saddest 1v1, I think.
It's not sad.
We may have a 40-minute 1v1, ladies and gentlemen.
They will consume 100 creeps, and we will have a victor. Unless Shai, are you kidding me?
Shai's
not going to.
Shai's baited him, I think, yeah.
Really?
Surely Soaz knows that, though. Surely Soaz are going to realize, right,
there's no lock.
Like, there's a healing debuff on Varus' E if he wants to, like, try to get it while he's
every time you consume. You never know when he's going to.
He didn't even go. Ooh.
Wow.
There's a mind game going on here.
Dunk Master flex from Soaz.
He thinks Shai is trying to get a Nunu mirror matchup. So he picked Darius because he could beat Nunu straight up in the lane, but neither of these guys are going Nunu.
This is Vayne would be very good for Darius, but Darius.
This is fun.
A little more dangerous. Shai taking all the time he has, and looks like he wants to use that last 30 seconds.
Yeah, and rightly so, you know. We've already seen Koreans winning in 2 of our skill matchups already. This could be number 3 for Shai.
Yeah, they've been on fire. People say the Koreans had a huge amount of individual skill, and even though this is just for fun and it's 1v1s, 3 out of 3 ain't bad so far.
Let's be honest, it's never just for fun. Everyone wants to win. This is like top lane against top lane. I want to be the master. I want to be the official master, which is, but I guess this is as close as you can really get to it, saying that. And we are going to see then that Varus locked in for Shai, so it's going to be Darius versus Varus.
I feel like Varus has a huge edge up in this one. It's going to be really, really difficult for Darius to even get in range for an apprehend, because the pull is actually 550 range, whereas the auto attack is 575. So if he keeps his distance just right, he's never going to get hit by that.
See how they decide to play it. Also, you're saying apprehend, that's a super high cooldown, so he's only going to be able to do that a few times.
Yeah.
If Shai knows he has a 24-second window to mess around, farm, and do damage, then it's going to be pretty bad coming in for Soaz.
And I wonder who's feeling the most confident. It has to be Shai from that one. As we said, lots of mind games coming down. Shai leaving Nunu open, Soaz hovering over it and thinking, well, has he done that because he wants Nunu? Is he doing that because he's got the counter for Nunu? Why is he going to go down? In the end, we end up with the Darius and with the Varus. And Soaz is checking it out at home and going to be doing a dance.
All right, we are on to the Magma Chamber. Soaz versus Shai for the top lane matchup.
And again, we see the Red Elixir versus Dorn's Blade. The Red Elixir's been winning out in most of these cases, but that's when they actually get to fighting. I don't know if Shai's going to let himself get engaged on by Soaz.
I can't imagine that he'd let that happen.
Soaz, yep, hanging back for a pot. And they're going to return, not even return, head to lane for this battle. The top laners now picking a regular top laner for Soaz and the AD carry for Shai as we move in.
Now we already see the first attacks being exchanged. Shai throwing out the hail of arrows, and Soaz going to try and zone him out here, but that's exactly the point that Jack makes here. Look at that. Look at the damage that he takes already.
Yeah, I mean, he got 1 decimate onto Shai, so the bleed got him for a little bit, but there is 4% lifesteal on Shai, plus the Dorn start. So look at how much Soaz just said, man, that sucked. I'm going back to base to heal.
Actually grabbing 2 mana pots to come in here. He's going to head back to lane. Also, every time he just spins, he's pushing the lane. He's giving Shai the ability to farm, the ability to do just that damage, just right-click damage.
And look at the summoner spells, too, because Shai brought Flash, which means he's really just making sure that even if he gets caught that one time by Soaz, he wants to get out of there. So he's definitely going for the long win rather than an engagement in this matchup.
Oh, he pulled him in the turret! Under the turret, Shai goes, and this is a chance for Soaz here now. He's going to be going into this one, but can he finish it off? Shai going to be bleeding down. Is he going to be able to do the damage that he needs to do? Shai turning things around. Doesn't go after him, though.
Got him down to about 60 health, so if he would have been able to land 1 more auto attack during that entire combo, this would be already over. We would have another 2-minute matchup, but this is getting real tense here. Shai could potentially flash for a kill. Knowing Soaz has barrier, it's a bit dangerous, though.
That last play was just edge of the seat. If Shai had gone back, he had a 3 blight proc, but Soaz was in his head. He says, I know your cooldown's up. And he kind of gives himself an upper hand here as now he forces Shai to go back.
And Shai knows how far up he is in minions, too. 7 to 8. And he should not have been there to get pulled into the turret. That was a big mistake, and he didn't actually even have to burn his flash. So he's still probably feeling more cautious, but confident.
Farm obviously going to be a big part of this one, even if you're planning on, now I've got to kill him. There's not really much of a chance that I can actually win this by minion or turret kills. You've still got to keep up with the minions just for that chance then that could happen for you.
And if you let the lead get too big, you really just take the play out of the game, because the other guy can just know you're going to try to all in him and force him into really bad situations. So he did keep it pretty close there. Didn't realize the size of the minion wave when Shai was forced back. So Shai's got to play it a bit more smartly here, since I think he has the blind pick edge.
Soaz pull off as they both return to lane now. 2 Dorans coming in for Shai. Soaz looking to get in range. There's the blight proc coming out, and it looks like Soaz forced back under the turret again. More poke damage coming for Shai.
Ouch. I mean, that's just half health before he can even close the distance even more. Shai's really good at just Some people call it orb walking. I like to call it attack moving,
Right.
even though we already have another term for attack move. It's when you move in between attacks so Soaz can never close the distance to you. He does it a lot on Rise as well with his spell cast, and he's been practicing that, so he's showing his mechanics here in this 1v1.
Looking strong, 7, 8 CS in the lead of this one. As Soaz again going back home. We saw that, stacking up the flight, proccing it, throws in the snipe as well at the end. So that's half of Soaz's health gone from going back home, coming back into lane. He can't afford to let that constantly happen to him. And miss CS on the turret like that.
A level advantage now as well.
Oh, he's actually going to pull Shai back in here, but there was a minion to help him out. But he's going to keep chasing down here. As we said, Shai does have a level out over him. It's all about the damage that he can do. Shai actually going back into this one. This could be dangerous. There's the turret hit. Soaz in all kinds of trouble now. Using the barrier, and he's going to get the first blood. What a move from Soaz. Baits it in perfectly, and he picks up the victory.
And Shai never got to use his flash.
Oh my God, that was a max range Q from him. He got all the damage he needed, and you could see it took Shai by surprise. He instantly just dropped hand to head with both of these guys. Shaking hands, all in good fun.
So, Joe, at the end of the day, Europe did win the top lane matchup.
Oh, Jack. The burns coming out from that one. But yeah, I think as Europe, we can take that. The top lane, worldwide, the top lane is a very, very monstrously scary bunch of people. And that's just before they get into game. These guys are absolutely incredible. So I think Europe can be proud of what Soaz has achieved with that one.
That was
absolutely
very back and forth, and it definitely tested the skill of both. It was no one-sided either way.
And it's in the spirit of the games, too. Just picking Darius and then winning with it is almost extra impressive, knowing that I feel like someone's going to be saying, like, Jack, talking about the counter matchup. That was a counter matchup, man. Like, closing the distance on Varus, especially bringing Flash, and almost just mind-gaming him into a way of getting a win like that was super impressive.
When you looked at, did he bring anything to the table to affect that? Or you were looking at their runes a little bit. Was there anything really to give him an upper hand on those engagements? I'm going to walk at you?
Not really. He didn't even bring extra move speed. Once he landed, Darius' base has 5 more move speed than Varus, which isn't really enough to close the gap.
Right.
Once he landed a spell, though, he could be able to chase him down a bit. Like, there wasn't anything huge that added to that.
All right, well, we do see the result of that one with more to come. Soaz going to be taking out Shai in the top lane, and really the versatility of Soaz in that champion pool has been huge in his wins coming into this weekend.
We're kicking through this pretty fast, too. We only have 1 final remaining. Got to keep in mind, we got all of our 1v1 champions except for Toyz versus Misaya here.
Yep.
Yeah,
got a chance
that one in there. But you talked about the whole champion pool thing, and I think that becomes even more prevalent here in these 1v1 skill matchups. Because in the top lane you can be able to play all 112 champions, but the fact is you're not going to use all 112. Not every champion is good for that top lane.
Until we invent tag team mode. Just kidding. So now it's time for our last 1v1 skill competition match of this All-Star weekend. The mid lane finals. Let's meet the players.
Yeah, so on the blue side, representing the Chinese LPL squad, it's going to be Misaya, who's going to get a huge cheer when they introduce him here.
There we go. His opponent for this one, in the red corner, representing the Garena All-Stars, it's Toyz.
All right, guys, how do you see the mid lane brawl going down?
So the Orianna that Toyz played yesterday was really, really potent. 80 Orianna with attack speed runes, and he just auto-attacked down and completely negated any dot damage. I know we were totally wrong in our last predictions because predicting 1v1s is just foolish, but maybe we'll see an Orianna bet.
Yeah, I could well imagine that. I mean, we saw him playing it afterwards as well. Obviously, not an AD Orianna in their game against China, but I could imagine that they'd ban that out. He obviously knows how to play Orianna, and the fact is that even when it's an AD Orianna, you get the experience from playing that when you're playing in the lane as well, in a normal 5v5 game.
When we talk about the Orianna, we also were kind of wowed by Toyz to bring out the mid lane Jarvan in execution of his win.
Yeah, that was probably the fastest 1v1 victory we saw from the mid laners all of yesterday. Was it? I feel like the 1v1s kind of stretched a little bit yesterday in both of them. So we've seen nothing but no one's hit level 6 today. We actually haven't even gotten that far. So maybe we'll see something a little bit slower, but the aggressive guys have seemed to advance to the finals for some reason.
Well, that's not a bad thing. I think it's a lot more fun than watching, 100 minions, 10 minutes, 12 minutes into the game. I prefer these early fights, that's for sure. We're going to be getting into that one in just a little while. Interested to see what the bans have been. We've seen a lot of AD carries going out today. Not that it really mattered in the first one, or in the jungle matchup, I should say, because they were obviously very much set on picking Lee Sin. I think the bans were just... They just threw the bans out there to get them out of the way.
And you know what we've seen with the AD carries down, there isn't really the turret pressure. It's the fights. They were always fighting with this many AD carries out, so it goes to the fighting game instead of, hey, can we get 99 or the turret?
And it's a little bit crazy since the turrets in 1v1 have a really low amount of health, and they do fall pretty quickly, but it's more fun to fight and farm, I suppose.
It's more fun to watch.
Yeah. Misaya does not like that Jarvan or the Orianna, so both of them getting a bit of respect.
And that means they're not going to get to play what got them here. They're now going to have to bring up something a little bit new.
So Lee Sin taken out there. Not going to be seeing any more of him today, at least in the 1v1s. Kennen taken out, standard ban for 1v1. Nunu taken out, another standard. And wouldn't surprise me to see Draven go in as well.
That means there's a fair bit left, though. We've seen Quinn banned in almost all of these.
Yeah.
And there was a Quinn played in one of the play-in matches that happened before the 1v1s even started getting broadcasted that I believe we have odds available for. But that's really a potent choice as well. So this last ban, Toyz has got to think about it a little bit.
I want to see a Red Elixir Gragas. That'd be dangerous.
It'd be awesome.
I'm not going to lie, I'd be excited to see that as well. That would be fantastic.
Huge. You just drunken rage and dive into the fight.
People don't realize how much AD Gragas gets out of this W.
Yeah.
And then you get the 1% crit rune and actually crit a person, and they just disappear.
Belly.
Where did that come from?
So there we go. Annie was the final ban, another one that we've been seeing pretty regularly banned, all picked here so far in the All-Star weekend. But what are they going to go for?
I cannot even begin to guess.
They have over 100 choices.
Yeah. Well, they have 106 left.
Yeah.
So one of those 106.
That is, I think you're 100% right. I think you're 100% right on your prediction there, Jack. But
play it safe.
We'll have to see.
Still taking their time that neither of them are clicking in.
Yeah, what's going on here?
They are just waiting this one out.
Maybe they're thinking that if
you're
they
not
pick
going to
something,
pick, I'm not going to pick.
Like they're trying to gouge the crowd reaction if they're picking something they're famous for. So one of them, because these guys would know each other very, very well. I'm just wondering.
Wow, could we bring the Sheriffs back?
Oh no, Caitlyn was devastating from what we've seen.
Yeah.
At least when Diamond Prox was playing it. And these guys as mid laners might even have higher laning mechanics than the junglers. So.
Let's see, Caitlyn in there for Toyz. Misaya is leaving things up. Twisted Fate Misaya. He's done that on purpose. He wanted to get this reaction from the crowd. I'm not sure if he's actually going to play it, though.
Hometown boost right there. He does have 8 seconds to lock in. He has not chosen to do it, though. Oh, my God. We're going to get the real Sheriff of mid lane.
Nice.
Second Caitlyn matchup.
Toyz was hanging on Smite there. I'm guessing that he actually changed at the end. It's like, I'm going to get that 1 minion. That could be the one. Get to 99 Smite. I've won it. But that's going to be changed out. So it's going to be a Caitlyn mirror matchup, which we have seen before. Jungle semi-finals.
Yeah.
Where
don't take trap first.
Don't take trap first. Is I think the general idea that we've come with.
Toyz has Smite.
He does have Smite. He kept it.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's going to come down to the farming battle. Both at 99, he's like, what up, Smite? I win the game.
The element of surprise. Ignite.
That's ridiculous, as far as I can tell.
Oh,
10 extra. I wonder if you brought the Smite Master. I didn't get a chance to check because I didn't lock it in until so long.
Pretty symmetrical on both sides besides the summoners as we begin the mid lane matchup. China's LPL's Misaya versus Arena All-Stars Toyz.
I have no idea what to expect here. Toyz coming in with Smite has really thrown me off. And it's both Caitlyns as well, we should mention.
It switched over to Misaya, and I was like, did Caitlyn just say welcome to the magma chamber? So here we are. We see Misaya put himself out. They know they're not doing any tricky stuff in the brush. And they begin to push both lanes. Peacemaker's out.
Yeah, and unlike the last time we saw this between Troll and Diamond Prox, they both started with the Q instead of one guy putting in trap. The other one saying, what are you doing that for? Just running past him.
Another Peacemaker coming out. This I'm not connecting, and Misaya now missed both of his Peacemakers that he's thrown into things, but they're doing a good job of keeping up with the farm here. Misaya, when he hits this one, has gone all the way as we are going to see the Ignite coming down onto Toyz. Barrier going to be used. Peacemaker does land. That's good damage from Misaya. No kill yet, though.
It's one thing that is weird is, are you pressured to pop the pot at the same time? Toyz was after that, and Misaya was like, no, ignite, negate the pot and attack.
I think you absolutely are, at least for the red elixir.
Yeah.
That was a 1% crit.
Wow, and that's why a 1% crit can actually be, I think in 1v1 even more so, that just that one time that you get lucky.
So you're saying they have a chance.
It's around 1%. It's not a big chance, Riv, but it is there.
Well, they both have the same chance.
Oh
so
my
we'll see if
gosh.
Toyz gets it equalized here.
There we go. Hopefully it's one of the early 100 shots that he's going to put out here, or 99 if you will. Level 2 for each of them. Still potions just running out of Misaya there. He goes in with the caliber net.
Oh, Toyz is trapped.
He may have a headshot to come up. Misaya's 4 shots off near the turret. They're going to be very close on this one. 100 HP each. Toyz going back as Misaya stays in the lane.
I think he realized he was going to lose that one. That was a great Piltover Peacemaker dodge, and Misaya hadn't used barrier yet. So it would have been over if he didn't decide to go back. Actually, Misaya, I feel like, won the Rune Mastery Wars here. He has all armor. He didn't go, I'll come back to it. I feel like there was a way. I didn't remember all the runes. We'll get there.
Well, we are seeing Misaya going back home. Cloth armor and pots for Toyz. Let's see what he's got to do with this one. He's brought himself back level now with the CS since Misaya did go home. And that barrier is up. I never thought I'd be saying this in a Caitlyn mirror matchup, but Smite is also available for Caitlyn right now.
And he's, I don't think he's really maybe used it once or twice here. He's using it for that extraneous circumstance.
Yeah, I can't tell about that.
Got to do it when it's under the turret. Oh, Smite got it.
I feel like he should just smite the cannon minions to shove faster, but he's just smiting random minions just for fun. Is it giving him a gold edge? He's about like 100 gold up, 6 minion kills plus the extra smite stuff. So if he doesn't die, Toyz is technically winning this.
That is the whole strategy behind that good old Smite pick up there. As Misaya is going to go in aggressive here on towards Toyz. There's the net, and the Peacemaker's been exchanged as well. And with that wave down, 22-18 is how it stands in the farm.
And we can see the AD carries are allowing the players to put more pressure back onto the turrets, as we haven't seen through any of the first games. We saw more aggression here from Misaya. Toyz up a bit in health, though.
And I'm trying to apply logic where logic probably doesn't exist here. But if he has the Smite Mastery, which he probably doesn't even have, every like 3.5 smites would mean another health potion. As far as actually trying to farm out and just get more kills, that probably doesn't matter though.
Misaya working the headshots, working the positioning of Toyz, just keeping him right off a few CS there to even it up now. 4 minutes in. I'm liking what we're seeing.
Totally fair here, except the barrier's going to be up quickly for Toyz, but the Ignite's going to be up quickly for Misaya. So the fact that he kind of just burned it willy-nilly before, a little bit interesting choice. Wow. He had it for the 5 AD mastery as well, so he's had actually 5 AD up on Toyz this whole time.
He did it right after Toyz popped that pot, so
yeah,
yeah, exactly. And with that wave coming down, it should be level once again after this next wave gets cleared out here by Toyz, or not, as he misses one and proves me wrong and misses 2.
That wasn't good. I mean, we thought it was going to stay even, but that's a shop after that too. Uh-oh.
He's actually going to be coming in here though with that Doran's blade, so a bit of extra added in now for Toyz, but Misaya just got that full wave. Toyz needs to make sure they doesn't miss any this time around.
He's going to miss one.
2. Oh, I thought he got the shot off. So 35-32. Should see Misaya coming back out here, and with that ignite, throwing that ignite on, Toyz is gonna have to run. That ace in the hole could be a lot more impactful if they can get a barrier out in the next fight here.
Yeah, I mean the items are straight, pretty much even. I can't tell. Let me see who has more health potions. Misaya has 3 more health potions than Toyz, so if they actually do get into some extended trading, Toyz is just gonna have to go back to base.
There's the Smite again. This time on towards the cannon minion. So definitely using that to good effect here. Exchange. We are going to see the net coming out. Misaya may decide to go aggressive, and it is level 6, so both players now having that ace in the hole available.
And these minion kills are getting increasingly important. Every time I see one go down, I just kind of, ooh, that hurts him in the end. And it's also interesting how Misaya is going in with his E, whereas Toyz is right out. So Toyz is actually always getting the damage out of his 90 caliber net. Even though it's just 80 magic damage, it still should technically be stacking up a bit.
It has to be noted that Misaya is dictating what Toyz is doing. He has been on the aggression since the first second of this match.
Yeah, especially just, he ignited them as soon as he saw him.
Yeah.
Element of surprise.
And there it is again. It's so surprising.
Peacemaker goes in as well after the ignite.
I didn't know that would happen. Wow.
I thought I was missing something there. Look, we got an extra man on the magma chamber somewhere coming in for a sneaky gang on the side. But 49 to 39, and talking about those minions, they are starting to increase. And if it carries on like this, there's not been a massively clear winner when it comes to fights.
Toyz trying to get himself back into this. We'll have to see what the buy is for Misaya. His barrier's still up. Toyz, like you said, still with Smite. And it has, I guess Misaya knows he can be aggressive for that reason. He's like, you're going to bring a useless summoner spell for your lane. I'm going to just aggress you out.
Just better stats, really, Misaya has. He brought more armor to the table, so he's taking less damage from Toyz hits. Every time he uses Ignite, he's got more AD, and then the Ignite on top of it is just exacerbating the situation.
And you can see he's feeling it. He's missing 3 CS there in the middle. Gets a good Peacemaker down. He's going to be able to clear the rest of this wave, but it's going to be in the favor of Misaya still. He's looking to be 5 minions up, and Doran's up as well to the red elixir of Toyz.
Elixir though, need to sell inside, and this one is Toyz. Going to go in there, decent damage done. And I wonder if it's going to get to the point where they start using the ace in the hole just to force them out.
Maybe a little bit. They're both stacking so many health potions, though, that they'd almost want to save it for a kill, and this does seem increasingly like a battle for farm, which Misaya's winning by about a wave.
He's playing a lot more passive every time that Ignite is down, playing it safe for the Caliber Net, getting the combo off very nicely.
Yeah, that was really nicely done from Misaya there, off to the side, and running low on mana. It looks like he's actually going to be headed back home once again.
I wonder if Toyz is going to be able to deny any minion kills here. He should shove this as quickly as possible, but look how fast. Like, if Misaya actually makes it back to this wave before he loses his minion, then it basically puts the pressure on Toyz to have to kill. And yeah, he made it all the way back to base without missing a single creep.
It's going to attack that one, so he has the method to the madness of lasting under the turret all to himself. That's a full wave for him, and Toyz is going to have to back here, seeing more armor on Misaya with that Doran's. He's trying to catch up.
Still falling a bit behind. And another thing Toyz did is he popped a red elixir too, so he's got a bit of a window where he's trying to get the shove on. Yeah. Maybe it's time that Toyz just tries to go for some turret damage, because as they stack up, it's not like the turrets are that healthy. Both these guys are sitting at 1550 max health on the turret. There's only 1,000 health left on Misaya's turret, so if he were to go back there and, you know, want to last hit all his minions at turret, if somehow Toyz could outshove the other Misaya, then he could actually get a few hits on the turret. But aside from that, I feel like he's going to lose the CS battle.
Further we go on here as well, the more traps are getting put down, and that always makes it that bit more dangerous. You step on one, it's a Peacemaker, and definitely follow-ups from that. So we both need to be a little bit careful about that one. You can see it's like,
yeah, it's a bit of a minefield right there. And I'd personally be getting a little bit confused. Sure, they're color-coded, but I would definitely make at least one slip-up running through these.
See what they can decide to do. Looks like Toyz has been holding the Smite for when he pushes Misaya out of the lane to get the lane push to the turret faster, because he doesn't use it every time it's up.
Yeah, I think that's what's happening. Or he's just using it on the cannons every time they come, which is every third wave. Unless they've changed it around for Magma Chamber, I'm not sure. That might be helping, and that's like the extra 50 damage he has on the turret, but based on just the timing that Misaya's going back, this is Toyz's time to farm. He needs to use the Smite on this wave and get as fast as possible.
Well, let's see, does this Peacemaker going to go through? He's going to be smiting down, so he is going to push this one straight onto the turret, but in the end, Misaya is back just in time, and he's going to be taking them back in. We are going to see the Ignite used onto Toyz. There is the barrier. He's going to go for the turret kill here. He's sticking around. He's going for that turret. He's managed to dodge it. He's got it. He's going to win it. Toyz takes down the turret as Misaya backs away. And look at the face of Misaya there. He can't believe what's just happened.
If he didn't smite that minion, I'm just kidding. That was amazing.
I think you're right. That was very close.
Yeah,
but there's one minion left.
It pushed faster. It pushed the wave faster there. Accumulatively, the damage on the turret, because he got an extra couple shots earlier because of Smite. The fact that he didn't die to Ignite, the Smite worked.
Yeah, okay, it did. Yeah, I was making a joke, but we actually look at it. Yeah. And it was a huge play for him. And he only did it when he pushed the lane. He wasn't doing it to get up in CS. He was doing it to get an advantage on positioning the entire time. And he was kind of just saying, I'm reading you, Misaya. I'm just waiting for my moment.
You know, and one amazing thing about these 1v1s that we're seeing here is not just the individual skill, but the brains that these guys have. I mean, to put that plan into action, then you saw Misaya's face by the end. He was like, I didn't expect that to happen. He had no idea that Toyz was going to do that.
He was thinking minions the whole time. And like, he's trying to shove me in the turret, so I lose minions. So I'm not going to let that happen. Then turret.
And we have to consider, guys, like we said, this is a learning experience for everyone. We haven't even seen the majority of the ways to win a 1v1 in a stressed situation. And now we're seeing here, sometimes it's just to all-out dive a turret by yourself.
Just tank a Caitlyn, hit a turret. He punished the extra cloth armors by the end that Misaya had accumulated, because Misaya was definitely in the farm mode. He's saying, I can get my last hits, I'm going to make sure he can't kill me. Wasn't worried about the turret.
Such an incredible play, and I wonder how much of that was done on the fly up here from Toyz, or whether that was kind of the plan all along. That's my game plan. That's what I'm going for. I'm not sure how much they've discussed this one as a team. Like, what about if you try this? This might catch him out. Really interesting stuff.
These guys are amazing, right? Toyz played with Mistake. Mistake has diagrams on his wall when he had played Blitzcrank all the time. How fast are you at this level, this level? These guys calculate things mathematically, and he said, if I can stand here, do this much damage to the turret, and you're not going to kill me, easy peasy.
If I can just smite that minion, I'll win. Like, all right.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, if you calculate the minions in there to tank the turrets, how many hits they can take, plus how much health you've got with the barrier, and how much damage they're doing, you can mathematically calculate how fast if you're gonna be able to take the turret before he can kill you. Obviously, Toyz did the math.
He was breathing easy. Everybody thought it was like, whoa. Toyz is like, don't be scared.
I got this, guys.
All right, everyone. So coming up, the European LCS All-Star Soaz will join us to talk about his top lane skills competition win. Plus, the All-Star Team tournament resumes with the semifinal showdown between the North American LCS All-Stars and the Korean LCL squad. The 2013 League of Legends All-Star Weekend will return right after this. Stick around.